Happening today, Washington Governor Bob Ferguson says he will announce a list of suggested budget cuts for legislators, saying some of the proposed cuts would be tough for the state and raising taxes should be a last resort. Drew Mickelson, with our Seattle station, sat down with Governor Ferguson ahead of the announcement.
When Governor Bob Ferguson was sworn in, he said taxes should be the last resort when it comes to balancing the state's budget. 6 weeks in,
still a last resort for me.
He's not sharing many details, but Governor Bob Ferguson says some of his proposed cuts won't be easy.
Some are tough choices. I want to be clear about that. Some are tough choices. Others are what I would consider good government, that most Washingtonians would nod their head and say, yeah, that makes sense. Government should do that anyway, whether you have a budget shortfall or not.
State legislators who write the budgets have been told to prepare for a $12 billion deficit over the next 4 years. Democratic leaders say they're looking for efficiencies, but say new taxes would likely help offset some of the most painful cuts to agencies like those that support foster children. Before Ferguson entertains tax hikes, he's recommending cuts for budget riders. He says he won't back reductions in education funding or to public safety agencies like the State Patrol. But whether it's in transportation projects or state parks, Ferguson believes billions can be saved. What do you say to those who say he's bringing Doge to Washington State, that you're cutting some of these things that people may say, yeah, hold on?
Yeah, I mean, well, first, any comparison, I mean, what's coming from D.C. on the budget cuts is chaotic is an understatement. It's insanity. I mean, right, just firing people left and right, whether they're good performers or not, no matter how core their service is to the people of a state or a country.
The only cut he was willing to talk about, the $70,000 plan to replace the carpet in the governor's office, a move passed before Ferguson became governor.
Hey, we're putting this on hold because of the situation we're facing. I'm expecting every agency head to know their budget at the same level I'm going to know my budget, okay? And so well, look, we understand $70,000 isn't going to solve a budget shortfall, but hey, it's still $70,000, and it sends a message, which I think is really important.
Governor Bob Ferguson says he will release his list of potential cuts and delays in state spending programs during a press conference Thursday morning. In Olympia, Drew Mickelson, King 5 News.